Morning. You're watching Smart 24 TV, where we drive your business. And my name is Anthony, and this is Financial Markets. Now, remember to check out our Twitter handle at Smart 24 TV and leave us a comment about the show. And if you have any concerns, if you have any questions, something you may want to understand, you can still visit our Twitter handle. For those of you on YouTube at Smart 24 TV Live, in the comment section, you can always leave your question and it will get answered definitely here on the show. A very warm welcome, and I'm glad that you're joining us this morning. This is Financial Market, where we talk about saving and investment and the investment options available for you to invest in the financial markets here in Uganda and in East Africa at large, and as well as the global financial markets. Of course, we also look at them and see what opportunities they do provide for you and I, so that we can get some return on our investment. Now, in particular, we look at the stock market, and the stock market here in Uganda is growing every now and then, with innovations coming in from all angles, with people coming out with all these different ideas to see that the markets are more accessible. And of course, we'll break down the analysis for you here of the performance of the companies that are listed, at least for the last trading day. That is the day before. Of course, we look at the day before because the trading happens from 9 a.m. to exactly 1 p.m. And as I speak right now, the trading flow is much open, and people are doing their trading, and they're exchanging shares, and they're buying shares into some of these companies. And of course, stockbrokers are doing their best to do the trading on behalf of their clients. Now, yesterday was a Monday, and we had 5 companies out of 18 participate in the trades for the day. And the day ended with 4 gainers and just 5 losers, unfortunately. And when you look at the top movers here who actually had the participation, on top of the movers was Uganda Clays Limited. Uganda Clays for a while has been silent pretty much on the stock exchange here in Uganda, though we've seen yesterday they were able to have the biggest volume that was traded, and that was about 1.46 million shares. However, this trade resulted into a loss. As you can see, they were a bottom loser after yesterday's trades, losing by about, they lost by about 11.71%, a very big loss there, to 15.01 Ugandan shillings from 17.0 Ugandan shillings. Uganda Clays is one of the very famous companies on the stock exchange. A matter of fact, the oldest company on the stock exchange. It was listed in the year 2000, just 3 years after the incorporation of the Uganda Securities Exchange. And another matter of fact is that it is still the first company to be listed on the equities market there on the Uganda Stock Exchange. And we're seeing that Uganda Clays, since listing, has of course done very well, and has had several changes, ups and downs, but slightly doing better sometimes and slightly doing badly times. And many people have made a fortune off Uganda Clays, so it is something for us to look out for. We're going to break down further the performance of Uganda Clays over the last few days. And now, when we look at the second, bottom loser here, we had East African Breweries Limited, who also lost by about 5.31% on yesterday's trading session. Kenya Commercial Bank Group, that is KCB, also lost about 3.04% on the Uganda Stock Exchange, much as they didn't have any volumes that traded. MTN Uganda lost 2.36% yesterday, after the day's trading session ended with a loss of close to about 20 shillings, because it had about 190 shillings opening the day, and closed the day with about 185 shillings closing price. So MTN Uganda also was among some of the bottom losers there on the stock exchange yesterday. Looking at the other top movers, Umeme also recorded a good volume, the second biggest volume yesterday of trades, and traded about 126,000 shares. That was 126,000 to be specific, 126,498 shares that were traded on Umeme Limited. Umeme has also been silent for some days now, but we're seeing her come back with a very much activity yesterday after trading 126,000 shares on the stock exchange. MTN Uganda traded about 44,025 shares on the stock exchange, and the Stanbic Bank Uganda, about 20,200 shares were actually bought and sold yesterday as of the market performance as we are analyzing and breaking it down for you right now. Now, regarding the performance of the indices, remember the indices, they track the average performance of all the listed companies or a specific category of companies that are listed on the exchange. And regarding the performance of the all share index, which tracks the performance of all the 18 listed companies, the benchmark index declined, unfortunately, by about 23.15 points. And that was a 1.82% daily decline that was registered by the all share index yesterday. And it closed at close to over 1,247.17 points. And yes, you can see, if you have that graph there, you will see that the index was trying to really come back to the 1,300 mark, but still struggling below the 1,250 mark right now. And we hope for a much better performance and more activity that will drive our index to 1,300 at least. And then when you look at 1 week loss, we have lost on the index 3.44%. And then when you look at exactly 4 weeks back, we have lost 5.49%. And the overall year-to-date loss is currently at 12.21%. So generally, the stock market on average is still struggling compared to the beginning of the year. We have not yet returned to our the way we started the year. And of course, as we close into the fourth quarter of the year, we are hoping for a much better performance, and that definitely will be influenced by how you and I react to these markets. If you are a new comer here, please consider getting yourself some stock at the Uganda Securities Exchange. It is one of the best decisions you can do for your family and for your money, because money without investments is really not worth holding, because this money will definitely lose value with time. This is the way currencies lose value, because at the moment you have money in your pockets and you're not using that money, every day that passes, that money will afford less of what it could buy or purchase in actual sense. So get that money to your investments, and you can start by using your USSD code if you're an MTN subscriber. That is dialing *165 *57#, and follow the prompts. You will be, of course, called upon to input your details for identification. That is your national identification number for your identity card. And when you do that, definitely the rest will be history. You don't need any amount of money to open the account. It's absolutely free of charge. You can do this on your smartphone, or you can do it with your phone without need to even access the internet, and you will have your account opened for you, your SCD account, because that's the first step generally for you to buy stock here in Uganda according to the stock exchange rules. The other way you can do it is, if you have internet access, you can go to www.use.org.ug, and then you will see that there's a web portal called the Easy Portal. And when you open this portal, they'll ask for your identification card, that is your picture of the identification card, and your names, and so on, and some personal details. and the rest is history. The account will be open to you within about 24 hours. And so this is a very seamless process, and you can easily follow through and be able to buy yourself some stock. Now, after opening your account, the next step is really to find the stockbroker. They'll give you the list of stockbrokers. The most current stockbroker to join the stock brokerage firms here in Uganda is Cheaper Technologies, and definitely there are others like SBG Securities, that is Standard Bank Group Securities. We also have Crested Capital, and we also have the other stock brokers such as UAP Old Mutual and Dyer and Blair. So you can approach any of these according to your own research on which one is more favorable, and they will definitely give you the services because they are licensed to do this for you. Now back to the stock exchange performance. Regarding the local company index, which tracks the average performance of all the locally or domestically listed companies, the LCI declined by about 1.56%. That was due to the poor performance of Uganda Clays Limited, which declined by over 11%, which definitely had to hurt the local company index. And when you look at now the points, it currently holds 273.9 points. That is the number of points on the local company index at the Uganda Securities Exchange. In a 1 week, we have now lost 0.03%, whereas in the 4 weeks, we have lost 0.06%, while on the year-to-date loss, we are standing at 15.67%. Not yet a very positive performance there. But like I said, the stock market always provides opportunity, even in times of hardship. Even in times when you're seeing Uganda Clays lose over 11%, it's still an opportunity for investors to buy more shares at a cheaper price. All right? And so take advantage of this to buy yourself some affordable stock. I can spot for you, for example, Stanbic Bank Uganda at 21 shillings. You have Umeme at 200 shillings. All these are companies you can invest in if especially you're investing for long-term capital gain. And I would advise that you always look up to the long-term or longer-term capital gain, because that is the way most people can actually make money off the stock market. That is a summary there, and we're going to take a quick breather. When we return, I return with a detailed performance of Uganda Clays over the last couple of months, as well as the Nairobi Stock Exchange, looking at how the companies there on the Nairobi Stock Exchange played out on the markets yesterday. We will return shortly. Stay with us.